Hi there, Tracee Ellis Ross here. Okay, what do you do when you feel like giving up? What's your push through? Oh gosh, how many times do you feel like giving up? But isn't that usually where the breakthrough occurs? First of all, there's so many teachers out there. There's an amazing book, oh God, it's a daily reader by Mark Nepo. Get that book, it's incredible. Brene Brown. You can find her online. She is a vulnerability specialist. I'm not really sure. She's extraordinary. The things that she says are extraordinary. One of the things she says is that shame can only live in secret. So what do I do when I feel like giving up? I cry. I think crying is really important. Now I'm talking fast because I feel like I'm talking too long and I have a lot to say. Okay, I cry. I love to cry. Not I love to cry. I think crying is really important. Crying is really healing. When I am upset, when I feel like I've made a mistake, when I feel like giving up, when I feel like things aren't going the way I think they should and I think they need to, when I'm frightened, my tendency is to tighten and to go into myself. And the truth is that my tears, if I can get to them, if I can get to a place where I feel safe enough to cry, I actually am able to soften enough to find out what exactly is happening, what exactly is underneath, and how can we actually tend to that thing. Is it that something happened? Did somebody say something to me that I thought was true? Did I do something that I thought was wrong and I feel ashamed about it? How can I get soft enough and gentle enough with myself and with that thing to tend to that lovingly and gently? And if I can't do it myself, how can I find that person that can help me tend to that? My biggest suggestion that I share with you guys, and by the way, this would be such a good conversation if we were together, right? If we were all together talking so that I could learn from you and you could learn from me and we could not feel alone and we could sort of have that, but we're doing this sort of virtual version of that. So I have a toolbox of different things that I do, some of which are too personal, I wouldn't share with you, but many of which I can, or many of which I can share with you in a general way. One of which is find people that you feel can hold space for you, that they can love you when you don't love yourself, when they can see you when you can't see yourself, when they can see the best of you when you see the worst of you. Find people that won't necessarily try to fix you, but will love you, will show you, will allow you to be seen and heard and held. Not necessarily physically held, although a hug is really good, but people that will do that with you. Oh my God, I have so many tools. There's never a good excuse to beat yourself up. I feel like I'm on a game show. Okay, what do you feel, what is your push through? I'm not really big on pushing through, but I am really big on walking through anyway, on showing up, not living, not pretending I'm not afraid, not pretending I'm not sad, but not letting that be the thing that I lead with. I can always make space for those feelings at the table, but there's always parts of me that I can pull forward that are okay. At least I try to. And I use this wonderful expression, next indicated thing. I don't always have to know what the big answers are for my life, but I can do the next indicated thing. I can get up and make my bed. I can get up and brush my teeth. I can get to my appointment on time. I can put gas in my car. I can eat because I'm hungry. Some of these basic things. Oh, you know what else they say? They say you can't feel your way into feeling better, but you can act your way into feeling better. Because they say self-esteem comes from esteemable acts. I mean, that's extraordinary, right? That's good information. Wait, I have another one. Halt. Hungry, angry, lonely, tired. If you're hungry, angry, lonely, or tired, if you have any of those going on, you should halt. Take a pause. Take a breath. Go in the bathroom, breathe for 30 seconds. Go get a juice so you can have something to change your attention. Oh my God, I have so many things to say, but I think I should stop because the video will be too long. The main thing I want to say to you is there's such a tendency to compare our insides, or I have such a tendency to compare my insides to other people's outsides. I don't know if you do that too, but I think I'm the only one that's feeling the way I'm feeling. And the truth is that moments like this, when people share their intimate questions about what's going on, the main thing I want to say to you is there's such a tendency to compare our insides, or I have such a tendency to compare my insides to other people's outsides. I don't know if you do that too, but I think I'm the only one that's feeling the way I'm feeling. And the truth is that moments like this, when people share their intimate questions about what's going on in their lives in a community like the one that we're creating, although it's virtual, it's still a connection, a sense of connection. We get to see that we are not alone in these things. And other people have tools that could be springboards for you to help you come out of your thing. Hopefully I've shared something with you that you might identify with or might work for you, or maybe it gives you another idea. Or maybe it will allow you to show up and hold space for a friend of yours who doesn't necessarily need answers and need to know how to fix their situation, but just needs to be heard, needs to know that they're understood and they're not alone. So I thank you, the three of you and others, for sharing those kinds of intimate and beautiful and important questions. And I hope that I've said something interesting and I haven't talked too long. And that's all I have to say. So me and my good hair day. And my leopard sweatshirt. Is this leopard? I don't know. Anyway. Thank you.